My eighth law of trust says that trust is the product of my trustability, my willingness to trust other people in general, and your trustworthiness. There's almost absolutely nothing you could do about the former, but everything you can do about the latter. So today I'm going to give you 7 steps that will make you trustworthy. A handout with this plan and the total list, the complete list from the 3 books, Can I Trust You, is included in the links below. If you found value in this video, like it, subscribe to my channel, get notified when I release more videos just like this. I'm Yoram Solomon, the author of The Book of Trust, The Workbook of Trust, and a total of 13 books on trust and organizational culture. Edward Deming is considered the father of the quality movement back in the 1980s. And he said, if you can't describe what you're doing as a process, you don't know what you're doing. So I'm going to describe how you build your own trustworthiness as a process, a 7-step process. Let's start with step number 1. But let me start with a warning. The process I'm going to describe, I want you to use that to get people to really trust you because you are trustworthy, not for you to trick them because you understand what makes them think that you're trustworthy. The truth will eventually come out, and if you trick them, you will be anything but trustworthy. You will lose trustworthiness to the point that you will never be able to recover it. So use this process to really become trustworthy. Step number 1, identify one relationship in which you want to increase your trustworthiness. Identify the type of relationship. Remember my trust law number 2, trust is contextual. So you need to be able to identify what is it exactly that you do and what the other person is doing in that relationship. Is the other person your boss? Are you the boss of the other person? Are you colleagues? Who is that other person that you want to be trustworthy or trusted by? The next part is that you need to identify a specific person. Most likely what you're doing wrong in one relationship, you're doing in many other relationships. However, it's really hard to find it if you're trying to focus or defocus on multiple relationships. So focus on just one relationship. And remember, trust law number 3, trust is relative, and it is relative between you and every other person. So identify that one person. The next question to ask yourself is, you want to be trusted doing what? You're not going to be trusted doing everything by that same person. So there is one area, one very specific area that you want to be trusted by other people while you're doing that. Is it professional? Is it personal? Is it anything else? Identify that one thing that you want to be trusted by. And the last thing is, trusted how much? Trust law number 1, trust is continuous. There is no I'm trusted or I'm not trusted. The question is, how much do you need to be trusted by that other person doing that specific thing? It's not before you identify all of those that you can move on to step number 2. So step number 1, identify that one thing, that one relationship, that one role that you have. Step number 2, identify one bad thing that you do. A lot of research, including mine, showed that we respond a lot stronger to bad things than to good things. Some researchers put this number at 2.9013, so we respond to bad things 2.9013 stronger than we respond to good things. There are different research and they show different numbers, but one thing is sure is that other people, the people who need to trust you, will respond 3 times stronger to something bad that you do than to something good that you do. So instead of doing one more good thing, let's find out one bad thing that you do that we could eliminate. Now, how can you find that one bad thing? You can ask people, simply. However, if you're not trusted enough, there is a lower probability that they're actually going to give you the truth, that they're actually going to tell you. They're much more likely to tell you if you don't ask them. But if they don't tell you, if they go something like, oh no, you're fine, everything is just great, then you know they're not telling you that one thing that you're doing bad. Try and do it anonymously. Try and send it to a large group of people. Try and use a third party, somebody who's going to ask them and give you the answer anonymously without telling you who said what. But you need to be able to identify that one bad thing that you're doing, because without that, there is no point in the rest of the process. Don't focus on doing one more good thing. Eliminate one bad thing that you're doing. It has 3 times more impact. Step number 3. Now let's choose one habit that will eliminate that one bad thing. Now, I released a series that currently has 3 books, probably will have more in the future, called Can I Trust You? Those are mini books, and each one of them has tips. One of them has 50 plus 1 habits that will make you a trustworthy salesperson. Another one, the blue one, has 70 plus 1 habits that will make you a trustworthy leader. And the orange one has 67 plus 1 habits that will make you a trustworthy team member. Find that one habit in those books, and they're categorized by the 6 different components of trustworthiness to make it easy for you. And they're also, the list of them is in the handout that you will get with this video. Find that one habit that you need to focus on that will eliminate that one bad habit, that one bad action that you continuously take. Find that one good habit. Step number 4, set yourself a SMART, S-M-A-R-T goal. I did not invent the terminology for SMART, but this is what it boils down to. SMART goals, the S stands for specific. You have to be very specific in what is it that you're trying to achieve. Measurable. If you can't measure it, how do you know if you can fix it, if you are fixing it? It has to be, the A is achievable or attainable. You can't set a goal that there is absolutely no way in the world that you can achieve. The R stands for relevant. Something that's relevant to what we're trying to fix. Something that's relevant to the habit that you're trying to adopt. And the T stands for time-based or time-bound. You need to set a goal that will be achieved within the next month or 3 months, maybe even a year, even though a year is a pretty long time to wait until you become trustworthy. So something probably in a shorter time frame, but you have to have time-bound. So set yourself a goal. By this date, this is exactly where I want to be. Once you know what is the habit that you're trying to adopt and what is the bad habit that you're trying to let go of, you can set a SMART goal. Step number 5, how do you measure? How do you measure what you're doing? How do you measure if you're getting where you need to? I'll give you one example. One of the habits, and that was a habit that when I was a leader of a group of 89 people back in a very large semiconductor company, one of the complaints that I got when I asked for feedback was that I communicate with my people, with my team, mostly through email. I sit in my office, I type away my emails, and if you know me well enough, you know that to me, body language is everything. The nonverbal communication that supports your message is so important. And an email by itself is not good enough. Although back then, and I'm talking about 15 years ago, I didn't know that. I didn't realize how important that was. And so one of my people told me, very bluntly, get your butt out of your office. Go see your people. Well, I actually incorporated get your butt out of your office in the book, Can I Trust You? 70 plus 1 habits that will make you a trustworthy leader. Get your butt out of your office. Go see your people in person. How do you measure it? Well, it's very simple. Let's start by not doing anything specific, not doing anything unusual. Let's just measure what is our baseline. How many times in a week did I leave my office and went to see my people? Is it that hard to track? No, it's not. Create your own logbook. And by the way, there is a 132 entry logbook in the handout for this video. Write in the logbook this week, today, I went out of my office 2 times, twice to meet Cecilia, once to meet DJ, once to meet somebody else, and so on. Then you know what you're measuring. Next week, let's see how many times did I get my butt out of my office and I went to see my people. And the following week. You have to know how you're going to measure that goal, which by the way ties into step number 4. What is your goal? My goal is within a week to have face-to-face meetings with all of my people. Let's say more specifically, the 4 people that directly report to me at least 20 times. And with the rest of my team, that was a team at that time of 89 people, I need to have at least 20 meetings with people who are not directly reporting to me. That's a very specific goal. This is a very specific way to measure it. Before I tell you what step number 6 is, I want to share with you a study that the Association for Training and Development, back then they were called ASTD, created. And in their study, what they asked was, what is the probability, and found, what is the probability of you achieving your goal? Well, if all you have is an idea, the what, you know what you're going to do, you have a 10% chance of actually achieving it. 10%. That's 1 in 10. 1 in 10 goals you're actually going to achieve if all you have is an idea of what you want to achieve. If you made a decision, if you made a commitment, and you know you are going to achieve this goal, I am committed to this, you have 25% probability. Still 1 in 4. 3 out of 4 goals you're going to set to yourself, even though you're committed, you're not going to achieve. If you decided by when you're going to achieve it, if you set a timeline, then you have a probability of 40%. And finally, if you actually made a plan, the how, if you created the how of your achievement of that specific goal, you're now at 50%. Still, 1 of 2 goals you're going to miss, you're not going to achieve. And that is as far as you can go by yourself. Step number 6, add an accountability partner. An accountability partner is somebody that you trust, that would keep you honest. This is somebody who you tell, this is my goal. Because the moment you tell another person, this is my goal, this is what I'm trying to achieve, that person, the fact that they know, is already holding you to some extent more accountable than before, as ASTD said, to a level of 65%. 65% is better than 50%, but it's still pretty far from 100%. There's one more thing that you can do with the accountability partner. Set a regular accountability appointment. Your accountability partner, whether it's something that you initiate or they initiate, maybe it's once a day, once a week, I would say probably not once a month. That's a little too far out because you're going to stray so far off of your goal that in a month it might just be too late to get you back on track. But make sure that accountability partner, and I serve as an accountability partner to some of my clients, especially the executives and CEOs, where I hold them accountable. Once a week, I give them a call and go, so how did we do last week? Having an accountability partner and setting regular accountability appointments with the accountability partner gets the probability of you achieving your goal to 95%. 95%. With that, only 1 in 20 goals you're going to miss. You're going to make 19 of them. And step number 7, that really relates back to step number 4 of setting SMART goals. Remember the T in SMART goal, time bound. You have to define it, you have to bound it in time. By when do you need to achieve that? There was a study, even though it was related more to workout and physical exercise, that said that everything that you're going to do for 66 days consistently, and that was an average because the maximum was 240 days, but everything you're going to do for 66 days continuously becomes a habit. And this is what you want to achieve. You want to turn it into a habit. And in order to turn it into a habit, you have to do it again and again and again and again and again for a certain period of time. To me, I think that 3 months is kind of a good rule of thumb. As long as you do the same thing for 3 months, you practice the same habit to eliminate one bad thing that you do, and you do that every day, day in, day out for 3 months, it probably becomes a habit. If the habit is get your butt out of your office, that's something that you're going to be doing every day. And if you do it every day, after 90 days, you don't need an accountability partner. You don't need the log anymore. Even though you have 132 entries in the log, that's part of the handout that you get with this video. After 3 months, it becomes a habit. You do that every time. And that's it. These are the 7 steps of the plan that will make you trustworthy. A handout with this plan and the total list, the complete list from the 3 books, Can I Trust You, is included in the links below. If you found value in this video, like it, subscribe to my channel, get notified when I release more videos just like this. The answer to these two questions will have the biggest impact on your personal or professional success or failure. Can I trust you? And can you trust me? If you want to know more, subscribe to our channel or follow us through the links on the right.